The spring of the Providence has arrived. On a blissful day filled with the gentle breeze, blooming flowers, and the verdant surroundings of Chunwon Complex, we celebrate the 80th anniversary of the holy birth of Dr. Hak Cha Han Moon, the true parent of heaven, earth, and humankind. The commemorative event of the 80th anniversary of the holy birth of True Mother took place starting with the opening ceremony of the exhibition showcasing the lifetime achievements of true parents. This exhibition and the pilgrimage of the Holy Land of Hyojong were planned to take place for 8 days to represent the meaning of being reborn anew from True Mother's womb through her 80 years of achievements in filial piety. It was a time to sympathize with the heart of filial piety while viewing the true parents' worldwide achievements in fulfilling Heavenly Parents' dream throughout their lives. From May 2 to 5, the Peace Summit was held with the participation of world leaders and distinguished guests from around the world. In his welcoming address, Peace Summit 2023 co-organizer Dr. Thomas Walsh spoke about the activities and direction of the Universal Peace Federation. The co-organizer of the Peace Summit 2023, Dr. Yoon Young-ho, emphasized the need for continental unity through introducing detailed continental projects in his opening speech. Following the opening speeches, Brigitte Raffini, the President of Sensat, Yves Leterme, the 51st Prime Minister of Belgium, Maithripala Sirisena, the 7th President of Sri Lanka, Michael Pompeo, the 70th US Secretary of State, and Jim Rogers, a UPF advisor, gave keynote speeches and delivered messages of peace. A striking media performance illustrating the journey towards peace was staged. This was followed by a video showcasing global leaders speaking of the Mother of Peace, True Mother that made her entrance, sharing her invaluable insights and wisdom.
오늘 모인 여러분들은 하늘이 축복한 의인입니다. 나와 함께 이 역사적이고 섭리적인 축복의 대열에 함께 손에 손을 잡고 인류 평화, 하늘 부모님 아래 인류 한 가족의 꿈을 실현하는 우리 모두가 되기를 축원합니다.
There were two events, the inaugural ceremony for the Elders Roundtable, which brings together the power of global leaders and the Continental Peace Projects.
출정!
A surprise event followed celebrating the True Mother's 80th birthday. Attendees joined in a festive song and partook in the cake-cutting ceremony.
Happy birthday to you, True Mother.
A bouquet of flowers was presented to True Mother on behalf of the Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen by Suos Yara, chairman of the Cambodian Diplomatic Subcommittee, and Dr. Yoon Young-ho, co-chairman of the organizing committee. Similarly, Dan Burton, chairman of IAPP, along with his wife, and Newt Gingrich, former Speaker of the House, and his wife, presented a bouquet of flowers on behalf of all attendees. 6 pillars of UPF, including the International Summit Council for Peace and the Universal Peace Federation, honored True Mother's 80th birthday by presenting plaques of appreciation. The celebration of True Mother's 80th birthday brought the opening ceremony to a joyful conclusion. In celebration of those appointed as the highest ranking members of the World Elders Council, the Peace Summit 2023 inaugural Elders Roundtable continued with True Mother. Then we had the 6th Think Tank 2022 Forum International Academic Symposium, Think Tank 2022 Sessions, and YSP Conference. it became a place where global intellectuals discussed peace. In addition, a special historic event was held online at the H.J. Chonbo Heaven and Earth Training Center to commemorate the 80th anniversary of the birth of True Mother. It concluded with the Chonbo Chanyang session, Hyojong wish paper ceremony, and ancestor blessing ceremony, providing a grace-filled time.
효동원을 설치할 거야. 거기에는 섭리 역사, 교회 역사에 공헌한 사람들의 이름을 모시는 공간이 될 거야. 영원히 후손들이 자랑하며 기리는 그러한 공간을 만들고자 해.
True Mother then said that she will establish the hall named Hyodongwon at the Cheonpyeong Training Center to honor all the blessed families who have worked in perfect synergy with her. She added that it would be a space in which all their descendants would feel pride forever. A pledge service was held at the Cheonjeonggung to commemorate the celebration of the 80th anniversary of the birth of True Mother. With excitement from the dedication of the Cheonwongung, True Mother entered in her elegant ochre-colored hanbok, thinking of Heavenly Parent who had eagerly awaited for this day. The day then began with celebrations of the 56th Heavenly Parents' Day, the 61st True Parents' Day, and the 63rd anniversary of the True Parents' Holy Wedding, the 10th anniversary of the Cheonilguk Foundation Day, and a special commemoration of the True Mother's 80th birthday. On a stage designed after the Cheonbongung, True Mother appeared, and the much-awaited celebration of the 80th birthday of True Mother finally started. True Mother, who had worked tirelessly for 80 years for the sake of humanity, was celebrated by everyone. Many people, including world leaders, sent congratulatory messages. And even North Korea sent a wreath highlighting the status of True Mother as the Mother of Peace. True Mother's 80th birthday celebration and 2023 Hyojong Cosmic Blessing Festival continued, representing unmarried couples from around the world who are embarking on a new journey into a precious heavenly family. 1,200 unmarried couples gathered at the ceremony, while 8,000 unmarried couples were represented. Following the ceremony, there was a cultural performance to celebrate the blessing, including a dream gala and a congratulatory stage by singers. From 36 couples to the newly blessed families, they sang songs of gratitude together. As a finale, True Mother and all the blessed families sang together, sharing their love, and everything concluded with a lively and uplifting cheer of Okmanse, led by the leaders of Cheonilguk. The Hyojong Nuri Festival was held at the Hyojong Culture Center. Hyodongs enjoyed the festival all together and created memorable experiences through various activities and laughter. There was also an HJ Garden dedication ceremony modeled after the Flowers and Birds home, Hwajo Garden. True Parents offered a prayer and raised a toast to the beautiful creation of the HJ Garden, expressing the original beauty of creation. After cutting the ribbon, True Mother blessed the place with holy salt to dedicate the space for learning about nature. Then they took a beautiful tour to the flowers garden and also to look at various birds. Then the HJ Cruise and Marina dedication ceremony took place. True Parents dedicated the HJ Marina and Cruise through a ribbon cutting ceremony and blessed the place with holy salt. The HJ Cruise will become Korea's first 440 10-ton eco-friendly electric tour boat will become a new attraction that will showcase the breathtaking beauty and unique scenery of the Bukan River. This was followed by IYSP General Assembly, the hope of the future generations. There were welcoming remarks by Matsuda Kochi, the IYSP World President, and some words by Kim Dong-yeon, the IYSP President of Heavenly Korea, and other IYSP youth representatives. In addition, a special lecture by Dr. Yoon followed. The youth then expressed their energy through performances by continent. After successfully achieving the long-awaited dedication of the Cheonwon-gung and celebrating the 80th birthday of True Mother, we now re-examine the life and achievements of Heavenly Parent's only begotten daughter and humanity's True Mother. We embark on a time of great mobilization towards the victory of Vision 2027, leaping forward in continental level providence. Step by step, we leave behind the footsteps of the providence and walk towards the victory of Vision 2027, uniting with Heavenly Parent and True Parents. We will advance and continue advancing towards the completion of the providence as one with Heavenly Parent and True Parents.
Let's give a round of applause to our true parents. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sunday service. We're happy that you're joining us today. We're excited to have today's service with you. We are also celebrating today True Mother's 80th birthday. And so we're going to have some cake, so look forward to that. So please, if we could all rise and join our band for our Cheonwon anthem.
Good morning, everybody. Let's put our hands together. We want to bring God's praise here today. Nobody knows how love will move when the tidings of hope make the world live in the freedom. Earth and heaven rejoice.
Beloved God, our Heavenly Parent, True Parents in Jesus, we thank you. We want to experience you today. We want to start our week right. We want to honor this beautiful day of Mother's Day for all of our mothers, and we also want to recognize today as we celebrate our true mother, our Mother Moon's life and the incredible journey that she's been on and the incredible victory that just took place this past week. I thank you all so much as we continue to invite your spirit and into our hearts. God, I pray we may come out with deep inspiration to take incredible action for the sake of your providence. We offer this prayer to you. Ikireru chupuk chunchim kajong, Joshua and Takayo Homes, a blessed central family, I pray. Amen, amen, and aju. Once again, good morning, everybody. So if we could take a moment and greet somebody. Let's fellowship with each other for just a few minutes. Make your way around. Get out of your pew. Find your way. Congratulate some folks. Find a mother. Give them a happy Mother's Day. All right. Okay. Now, let's welcome back our Los Angeles Family Church Band for our praise and worship.
Free from being slaves to sin. you and say, God bless you today.
오
Let's give another round of applause to our Los Angeles Family Church band. My gosh. Please be seated. Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you. I feel God is with us. Amen? God is with us. And I'm so excited because, one, of course, today is Mother's Day. So can we give it up for our mothers in the building? And of course, all those who are not here as well, like my own mom, I'm actually going to be meeting them later on at Hoff's Hut. We have a reservation. And it's also a special day now we have the cake, so now it makes sense. We are celebrating True Mother's 80th birthday, 80 years of life. Can you imagine? Some of you are older than True Mother. That's amazing. But she's going, she's pushing, she's so strong. And we had a chance to see her, and she's carrying the world. But incredible that she's doing. And I think one of the best ways to feel the victory of this past week, we watched this video, all these amazing events took place. I don't know how they managed to do all of that. The international team they're incredible. They are, I think Dr. Yoon Young Ho made a joke. He's like, we're basically a military. We can get this done like this. And I know many of the decisions they make are last minute, which are challenging to work with as Americans. But we are the church of the last minute, amen? So really amazing. So one of the best ways to feel that victory is through testimonies of people's personal experience. And so we know that although some of us were able to go to Korea, many were not able to go. And we hope that some of the energy of what was experienced can flow into all of you. Also, we had the blessing that just took place. So we're going to be hearing a testimony about that. So I just want to acknowledge Kosaku and Claire who are here. Just receive the blessing. Wow. Awesome. So, there's don't worry, I'm inviting them to give a testimony. So Claire and Chris as well. And Chris just had his birthday yesterday. I had no idea. So let's give them a round of applause. Let's do it now. Yeah. So for our first testimony, I was so surprised. I actually met Nate Winman at the Chunjeonggung. He was walking around. I didn't know if you were lost or, but he was sincerely enjoying. I felt like I woke him up from like a trance. He was experiencing the Chunjeonggung, and it was awesome that Uncle Nate, Reverend Nate Winman, was here. So please help me in welcoming our uncle, our Reverend Nate Winman, education leader for Los Angeles.
This one working? Yeah. Exciting. Thank you, Reverend Holmes. Thanks for inviting me to give my testimony. I'm so happy he invited me to give my personal life testimony, and he said I had about 5 to 7 hours. I think that's something like that he mentioned, so I've been preparing all weekend for this. Actually, half my testimony is about Rebecca. So Rebecca Kalix, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do this now, so I'll cut it down to about 2 hours testimony since Rebecca is here. I saw her here last night, so I didn't know if I'd be here today, Rebecca. I'm so happy you're going to give testimony. She's a very big part of my testimony and my experience in Korea. My testimony, I have a title for my testimony, it's called Called by God. And January, it was announced, Mother announced that she was going to dedicate the Chunjeonggung on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. And immediately when I heard about that, I asked for offerings. And I talked to my family, and everyone was in Seattle, put money together. We'll do an offering for the final building stage. And I told my family, I'm going. I got to go to that dedication. I have to be there. And it's been almost 20 years since I've been to Chunpyeon. I said, I'm going. And then my wife right away said, okay, I'll pay. So right away my family supported, okay, you can go. And I talked to The reason I talked to Reverend Tanya about that is I've been to Korea. I used to had a mission in Korea for a year and a half, and when I've been to Korea on an official mission, like all doors get open to you. And I think Reverend Holmes will talk more about this in his sharing today. He did last night, so I know I got the preview last night. But all doors are open in Korea if you're official. But if you go to Korea, even a church member, and you're not official, pretty much all doors are locked. And if you're really sneaky and have really good MFT training, you can sneak in some doors. But otherwise, you know, you actually get doors closed on you. Sorry, it's not available. This can't come in here. So anyway, I'm hoping to get some kind of official status in going to Korea. So, but I felt right away, immediately when I heard about the dedication, I have to be there. And so my ancestors really pushing me to go. And so then an amazing thing happened. That was now February. In March, my wife found out that her employer told her she was going to have 2 weeks off in April. Her employer was going to India for 2 weeks and taking her family. So immediately, Mieko, she didn't discuss it with us. Immediately, she started calling her relatives in Japan and organizing an all-family reunion in Japan. So she planned to spend those 2 weeks in Japan and started organizing it and got a hotel and an onsen, you know, a spa weekend for all of her relatives. And she's paying for the whole thing. She said, I'm getting everybody together and we're going to have a family gathering. So it got very exciting. And then my daughters, Win and Mia. Sorry. Is that better? Then my daughters got on board, got permission to get off their jobs, and now we're all going to Japan in early April. And I already had in my mind I'm going to be in Korea in early May. And then Mia heard the really good news that her very close best friend growing up, Rebecca Kalix, is going to participate in the blessing in Korea. So then Mia told me, Papa, you're going to go to Korea. I'm going with you. I'm going to go with you because I want to attend, you know, and see her blessing. So I said, great, fantastic. So this set up, you know, I don't know what's happening, but it's set up behind the scenes, this incredible father-daughter cooperation between myself and my youngest daughter, Mia. It's really biblical, this epic biblical thing that happened in Korea. So then we're getting airfares figured out, and then I realized, God, it's going to be so expensive to go to Japan, come back for a week or two, and then go back to Korea. So Mieko said, just stay. And I ended up staying 5 weeks in Asia with Mia, and it was fantastic. We got to tour all over Japan together, Vietnam, Taiwan, even Okinawa. We visited the hometown of our beloved Reverend, what's your name? Oh, Tengan. Yeah. So finally got to Okinawa. Anyway, very exciting trip. And then we arrived in Korea, and we started our Korean adventure April 30th in Busan, which is where Father started the church, from Busan in 1950. So we started in Busan and went up to Seoul. Once we got to Seoul, I'm going to say all heaven broke loose. And again, we had no official status. We're just, Mia wasn't participating in the blessing, but she had some friends participating a lot. And I had a lot of friends in Korea, but we had no status. And so I started contacting my friends to find out, first, could we get blessing tickets? And so we talked to Rebecca, we talked to Jasmine, we talked to Satomi. If they had extra blessing tickets, please, we needed them so we could participate. And so then even midnight before the blessing, still we had no tickets to attend the blessing. But I'll get back to that later. Let's see. So once we arrived in Seoul, then Mia and I split up because she had so many friends in Seoul. She just wanted to go be with her friends, which was great. And that's all of her second-gen connection. And I had other friends doing other things called the Peace Summit, the World Peace Summit. So I went to attend the summit. you know, I can't see past. I can see the Holmes couple right here. That's as far as I can see, Judy. So I don't know what she's trying to communicate to me. Probably my time's up, but I figured I still have 4.5 more hours. So anyway, so yeah, so I contacted one of my very close friends. As I said, I had a mission in Korea. I was there 1.5 years, and a few of my very best friends there stayed on. One became a Korean citizen. He's American, but he became a Korean citizen. Another one is, and that's Eugene Craig Campbell. And another one was on my staff and replaced me when I went to the Soviet Providence, and he stayed, and that's Julian Gray, who became the head of the international office. His office is actually in the palace where True Parents live. So then Craig, I talked to Craig, and he said, oh, he'll try to get me credentials for the Peace Summit, and that's why I'm wearing this one. So he was able to do that, get me some credential. Peace Summit 2023, Nate Windman, and it's really interesting. You guys can't see it, maybe the Holmes can see it, but under Nate Windman it says Korea. So I'm an official delegate from Korea, and I feel that's really a victory. This is providential that I got permission now to be in Korea on the Korean staff, but actually the credentials are part of the staff working in Korea, the international staff. So I was able to attend a few of the talks at the Peace Summit. One of them, actually two of them I'll mention. One, at the Peace Summit, they don't really show it on the overview that we saw earlier, but they had metal detectors at the Peace Summit. And so there were 3 different ballrooms you could go to for presentations, and one ballroom had all these metal detectors and all these big, huge guys at the metal detectors. And I was wondering, that's unusual. I've been to many conferences in the past, never had that. But it's because there were so many heads of state, current heads of state, former heads of state, and potentially future heads of state. And so that's why they had to do the metal detectors. Extreme security for this one session that had all these parliamentarians, incredible people who came to see Mother. And maybe Reverend Holmes will mention a little bit about our church. You know, now because of, in the past, we gave honorariums and paid airfare and stuff for all these people that come from all around the world. But because of the tragic circumstance of our church in Japan, the attack of our church and movement in Japan, we don't have the funding we used to have. So people had to pay their own way, and no honorariums to attend the conference. And it was phenomenal who came to attend, even in this kind of circumstance. It was overwhelming. I think Mother was just so moved by that because she could really see who really wanted to be there. And my experience at the Peace Summit is these people who are participating, and this, actually I've never seen such high-level group of people there at any of the conferences that Fathers had in the past. And what they were talking about is their concrete plans for actually building a Chanilguk, a kingdom of heaven, a world of peace. And they're talking about not the, oh, see you at the next conference. They're presenting papers of what they're going to do between now and the next conference, what they're doing in their own country, on their own continent, proposals, plans, all these things that they're doing to promote peace in the world. And these guys are on fire. So we know some of our ACLC ministers are on fire with Mother. Well, it's not just ministers. These are really wonderful, powerful people in politics. As I said, I can't see from behind the Holmes. Yeah. It's something about the Times. I used to be the editor of the World Student Times. I think that's what that message is about. Anyway, since Rebecca and Chris are here, let me cut that part of my testimony out and say that once I had this thing, I look official, even though I'm not, but I have a really official pass. And the night before the blessing, there's just so many things that were going on. Mia and I did the Great Works at Chunpyeon, which was jam-packed with people. And that was, the Great Works was right at the end of the 40-day condition we all did worldwide. And then on the 5th, I got to back up to the 5th, Cinco de Mayo. The 5th was supposed to be the dedication of the new temple for Heavenly Parent. And the weather was terrible in Korea, and it had been horrible weather. But I told God I'm going to be there for that dedication on the 5th. And I got up in the morning, and it was really overcast. It was about to rain any minute. But I decided to go up anyway. They were having bus trips up to the temple, and I went up on my own. And maybe you saw some of the pictures. I don't know if Reverend Holmes will show a few more pictures of the temple. But from the place where the celebration and dedication was, if you look at the temple on Friday, May 5th, you can't see the building. That's how thick the fog was, the mist. I couldn't see it. I have pictures. If you like, I'll get them out for my second hour, and I can show you some of the pictures. But anyway, I went up there and I arrived. Before I went to the temple, I went up to the palace, and to realize, that God had called me up there, I was up at the palace. I had just finished going through an exhibit about True Parents' life, beautiful exhibit that True Parents prepared. And I just finished that, and I was walking down the front steps of the palace, and I was just leaving, and suddenly I heard out of this mist, literally you couldn't see anything in the valley. The palace is above the clouds. It was really spiritual. And suddenly, as I'm walking down the steps, I hear a loud shout, "Uncle Nate!" So I'm at Mother's house, right on the front steps, and I hear this scream, "Uncle Nate!" And Reverend Holmes, Joshua Holmes, comes running up to me, gives me a big bear hug right in front of the palace. And then right after that, the Kaya-san came running up, hugged. We took a quick selfie, snapped, smiling. And then he paraded his ACLC and YCLC group into the palace. So I thought for sure that was the voice of God calling me Uncle Nate. I finally made it. Uncle Nate, my official title. So exciting. So then after that, I went down to the temple and had my prayer. And I said I would be there. Oh, gosh. Then inside, before that happened, after that, I went back into the palace once I saw that Reverend Holmes brought his group there. I went back in to find my friend Julian to let him know that a special group had just come to the palace, because I didn't know if it was announced or organized. So I went downstairs to find him, and he wasn't in his office. Then, as I was leaving his office, he just came down, and I was able to meet him to tell him that ACLC was there. And he said, "Oh yeah, I just came down." So somehow he just went upstairs from his office in the basement and met the group and greeted them. And so that was beautiful how that's working. It's kind of spiritual up there, I guess, where Mother lives, right? Kind of a spiritual place. So special communication system. Then I went to pray. There's a special prayer room. And I went in to pray. And we had just finished the 40 days of bowing condition, but I decided to do bows, one more day of bows in the palace. How wonderful opportunity to have that. So I went to that prayer room and I did bows. And after I finished my last bow, and then I prayed and I stood up, and as soon as I stood up, right next to me is Jasmine and Makuni. Just I have out of nowhere. It's just suddenly they're just standing there another incredible excitement. And so we embraced and started talking, and then got in a little bit of trouble because this is a very special prayer room. And it's also the place where those who donated to help build the palace, their names are on the wall there. And so I was very excited. We hugged, embraced, and then Reverend Kim, who used to be our North Continental leader, came in to pray, and he kind of shushed us and said, shh, and chased us away because it's a very serious prayer room. But there were a whole bunch of people. Anyway, no. So anyway, what I realized, amazing thing that happened with my daughter. See, in the LA church, I like to say I'm famous for being Mia's dad. That's how the second gen knows me, as Mia's dad. Oh, you're Mia's dad. Yeah, that's right. So I'm famous. So I thought I'm famous in the LA church, but I realized I'm famous in the world as Mia's dad, because Mia knows everybody in second gen. In Korea, I couldn't believe it wherever we went. Just everybody starts grabbing and hugging her, and their reunion and so forth. And just an incredible experience. And then I'll just conclude with saying the blessing, because that was why Mia was there, and we really wanted to support Rebecca. And so finally at midnight, I got a text from my friend Julian that he was able to locate 2 tickets for the blessing for Mia and I. And they belong to, it's incredible how God works, because they belong to someone on his staff, and that person I knew from my mission, my 10-year mission in Soviet Union and Russia. And he was a teenager when I was there. He's second gen, and I worked closely with his dad, Reverend, we used to call him Reverend Joe. Now he's known as Reverend Cho. And Reverend Cho had 2 extra tickets, and he heard that I was there, and he gave the extra tickets to his son, who gave them to Julian, who left them at the guardhouse at Chunpyeon for me to pick up on the way down to the blessing. So we finally had tickets of the blessing. They're my treasure. I've got them right here in Korean. There's my name in Korean, Nate. Yeah. And so then we go into and while I'm picking up the tickets, someone's yelling at me, Uncle Nate, Uncle Nate. It wasn't Reverend Holmes this time. And Mia's saying, Papa, Papa, but I'm trying to pick up these tickets so we can get into the blessing. And it was Sarah Takar yelling, hello. We saw so many people, incredible people who were there. But then we got to the blessing, and Mia and I sat down, and these tickets are for foreign VIP, foreign guests in the second tier. And then she called Rebecca, and Rebecca said, oh, my parents are saving seats for you, come down to us. So my connection, first gen, got us in the building, us with like 18,000 other people in the building. Then Mia's connection with Rebecca got us to gate 2. And gate 1, that's where the homes were with the ACLC, YCLC group, right under the Jumbotron, right? And then just a few feet away, I have pictures of them, you know, from the back of Joshua's head, you know, what he's doing. And the seats we got were just right by the MC. And then the next day for the victory celebration, similar thing happened. The Calixes saved us seats, and we got to sit almost in True Mother's lap. Phenomenal where we sat. And I have so much more to say about that, but I won't. And I just wanted to say, my conclusion, Mother was so phenomenally happy this victory celebration. Actually, I'm sorry. I have so much more. I heard Mother say that to have victory celebrations, you leaders, I'm not a leader, but you leaders go home and on Sunday the 14th have victory celebrations in your hometown. And so anyway, I brought back a cake, Mia and I, this is a cake that Mother gave us at the victory celebration. So just to make sure we had cake for today. But I see there's another one, so we're okay with that. And there's a whole other story I can't tell you because I'm getting kicked off. But the other story has to do with my incredible wife. And she said, Papa, I need one thing from Korea. Find a calendar, a church calendar. And you know, we didn't print them in America this year. So my last couple hours in Korea, I hunted around to try to find a calendar if it's possible. And I'm thinking, my own thinking is, that's impossible. It's May. Who's selling calendars in May still? But anyway, my wife asked me to do that, and this is another voice of God. So I went to the church headquarters. There's a bookstore, and sure enough, they still had some calendars left. So because I know Reverend Tungan's been praying for me a lot this year, I just wanted to present one for Pasadena House and for Reverend Tungan. Beautiful calendar from Korea. Okay. And I hope that there's hundreds of people Zooming today. There's not a lot of people here today, but Mother really wants everyone to share in this victory, to feel what a victory it is and the special grace and a new beginning for all of us. And that's an overwhelming feeling being in Korea, that we're in it's a whole new ball game for us from now till 2027. Thank you so much. Thanks for this 5 minutes.
Thank you, Uncle Nate's official title. I don't know how you got the credentials, your connections, everything. Some people were getting stopped at the door, but you made it. Amazing. So for our next testimony, I do want to reiterate, we do have to keep it shorter. Don't worry, I'm not going to give a full-blown message today. So the main thing I wanted us to hear was these testimonies, actually. So that's the main message of today. So I appreciate, so going over a little is fine, but we do have to keep time. So the next person I'd like to invite up is Matt Ishizuka. Usually you hear him playing, you hear him singing, but you don't always hear him sharing, and he has an amazing heart. He was there in Korea, had a chance to perform for True Mother. So please welcome for our next testimony, Matt Ishizuka.
Matt Ishizuka, band leader, LA Church. Okay. I have every hour so many things going on, and I can share with you. Maybe I can compete with Uncle Nate. Like I can talk like all week about my experience. Anyway, the band was kind of gathered. Was 1 minute already? okay. Yeah, 7 minutes, but I don't care. Okay. All right. So the band was gathered for Rebecca Helix, and then that was like on April 5th. I got a call from him, Joshua, and then Matt, we need a LA band. So okay, I get all the band members, and I called Eric, Laura, and then Makotomo, Jenny, and Daniel Franklin, and Ryusei, and Michael Smith, and everyone I could think of, LA band, good players. I called right away, right after I talked with him. And then I got back to him, hey, LA band, I have only Michael Smith okay to come. And then we were like, I was like, I'm gonna find, don't worry. And then I went to everyone, like, whoever I know, like from New York, like OG, who works, like, who makes so many music, stuff, headquarter, OG, and then even Joe Young from Loving Life. I texted him, called him, but he didn't reply to me at all. He's that kind of nice person. He's really busy, so professional busy. And to make everything short, like I called and texted like 25 good musicians to get LA band together. And then only Michael Smith was confirmed. And Michael Smith is a bassist, you know. And then I went back to Rebecca Calix. Hey, this is what I have, and I contacted this and that. And then, no, don't go there. Don't go there. Can you go back? That lady, this lady, Irian Hoffman. She's like a German and then a Korean, and she speaks Korean, and she plays piano really, really well. And without this, performance, I never met her in my life, and I didn't know. And then that's the first thing, I shouldn't. I mean, God works really like beyond my ability or knowledge. That's the first thing I realized. Good testimony, right? And then next one, she speaks Korean perfectly, so I don't need to translate for everyone like last time I did. Anyway, this is Ilya. Ilya was really last minute, I asked him because I found out all the lists from the USA team, like headquarter team, like all the lists, 20 people, 30, 40 people, like pastors and Pastor Joshua, and everyone was on the list. And then I looked through, and then I found, I found him. I know him. He can play, keyboard. So I needed assistant, assist the keyboard because we couldn't get the guitarist. And so that's him, the really last minute he learned, almost 3 days before I asked him. And he learned, really good, Just several mistakes he made, but, he's really good. He's really good. Don't worry about it. He's really good. Okay, this photo, okay, okay, this one, okay, can you go, and then, yeah. These are the champion. I usually, it's been almost 12 times my visit to Champion since 1997, when only the barrack and tents for us and nowhere to sit even, for the sleeping. And then Demonim, Miss Hyunam Kim was right in front in the tent. Since that time I was there in Champion. And then this is the pictures hang on the inside the World Peace Center. There's so many photos like these kind of historical photos, or even the K-pop stars who performed there. Okay, this is Michael Smith and the Irian. This is after. Okay, yeah, and this is a beautiful couple, Rebecca Isabel Calix, and Chris James. Can you go? Yeah, so beautiful. Yeah, this is the band members, me and Karen and Chris James, and then Rebecca Calix, and then Hannah Bush, and the rest Fred, Irian, and Michael Smith. Ilya is not there. He was too busy. Yeah, running around. So sorry. Okay. And next one, yeah, Michael Smith. Yeah, beautiful Rebecca. Beautiful Rebecca. I took maybe 300 photos of her, and then right here. Just stay here. After the performance, it was the day before the victory celebration. It's an actual blessing day performance. That day we could perform. She could perform after True Mother went off to the Cheongwon-gun open ceremony. So she wasn't there, and we were sad. But she totally nailed it. She anyway. You can watch the video. So good, right? Anyway, and then she was waiting for someone who was waiting. Anyway, you can give a testimony after me. And then she was right there at the center gate, and then she was standing, and I was taking photo of everyone like this. And then everyone came out, audiences, all the participants came out, and they thought Princess is right there, the cast in the Disneyland, a holy Disneyland, Michael Smith just, mentioned it, it's like Disneyland here, and the princess here. She's greeting all the, anyway, the people were like, oh, that's the princess, Rebecca, can I take photo? Can I, that red, clothes lady, she tried to, prepare her phone, and can I take photo with you? Can you go next? Like that, she was too busy like this, right? Not just one person, I don't know, almost 30, 40 people, right? So we couldn't really they couldn't really stay together because everyone was bothering her like this. I'm not saying bothering. I mean, they were like enjoying the moment, like take photo with her, like princess in the castle, like that, and then keep going. Yeah, that's another lady want to take photo. Okay, this is kind of a group photo, and she's waving to someone, and then someone else came and again like, can I take photo? Can I take photo? And then finally we got like a Dr. Young, without Dr. Young's effort and prayer, this would never happen. And then we took photo with Dr. Young, then our wife, Mrs. Young, and next, and he was so happy to. And then we found Bishop Kim. We took a picture with the Bishop Kim. By the way, Bishop Kim, I bumped into him in the same town in Champion Sorak when I was shopping for American Leaders bus, like 300 people in the bus. I have to help the headquarters, so I went with William to get the 300 pastry bread for next morning, for the American leaders in the bus. So I was shopping, and we bumped into them, Bishop Kim, and he was holding this Shin Ramen. How humble is he? He's the world, the continental leader, and he's holding Shin Ramen, cup noodle, like this. And then we were in getting stuff like this, in the supermarket like this, and in a box like this. And then Bishop Kim, hi, like this, and then he was holding just 2 of the cup noodles. I was so amazed, I shouldn't be complaining. And then actually, and can we go next? Bishop came, and then this is beautiful, Kate's family, Robert and Rosemary, mom and dad. They were so happy. And then this is a beautiful set there. And this is William. He's the driver. He's a media genius in headquarters, and he speaks Korean too. And then he knows everyone in East Coast. He knows literally everyone. And then we Michael Smith and him, me, headquarters, whatever the general stuff team. Get ice cream for the GPA, 300 ice cream for GPA. We had to shop everywhere together. Anyway, he's really nice guy, good guy, and helping everyone, giving a ride to everyone, the band members, not just band members, headquarters people. Yeah, that was this is who are they? Next one. Who are they? Okay, yeah, our reverend. Yeah, I always ask any couple, can you look each other? And then they didn't complain at all. And then okay. Thank you so much. Beautiful moment. And then who I found our MC Mikuni and Jasmine. Yeah, the couple, I found them. So can I take photo? And then can you do this? Can you do this? And then and he started cracking laughing, they're so happy anyway. And this is David Eaton. David Eaton is director of Hyojeon Culture Center, directly under True Mother. He's working he does orchestration arrangement, and also he makes so many songs for events in Korea. And also he's a director for the Holy Song competition. It's been 7th this year. And then as you know, LA band, we have We Are One, God Is Love, and Heart of True Parents, and the Rebecca Zinke's song, 2 of the songs, and then total 7 songs. We got award from the Holy Song competition, and then thank you. And he asked us sometimes to rearrange and re-record, or choral, choir songs. I asked jury and then Rebecca Zink to get together, and then in my small studio room, and then I overdub and record and make it sounds 100 people in the choir kind of arrangement I do for him. Almost every time they have the Holy Song competition, every year they do. And he's right there where we stay. He was working in the same building, Chona Camp, the huge building with the art center. Can we go? Yeah, he kind of invited us everywhere. Yeah, can we go next? I will stop there. Yeah, let's just go. those are the Korean. No, we skipped everyone. Okay, this is Makotomo. Can you go? Yeah, this is a trip after Korea. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Next. Oh yeah, this is the Chona camp. Can you go next? Yeah, this is this is where we stayed. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, this is a Chona camp. You know, the breakfast. This one. Can you hold this one? Can you enlarge? Yeah, this one. This is the fourth floor in the Chona camp where they have concert hall and also cafe, and then also the leaders or us kind of stay together, like, you know, many rooms there. I think that many of you have been staying there. And then fourth floor, they have this kind of cafe, you know. And then on the left side, there's a True Parents photo collage, like a mural. And it's made by like each photos of like Hyojinim's concert photos or True Parents like a celebration singing photos. Yeah, stay around. Yeah, right there. You're right here. Yeah, that one's fine. Yeah, can you go next? Yeah, next. Yeah, there's the next one. Yeah, can you enlarge? And then that mural has 2,079 photos to make True Parents, like, you know, this big, like, you know, wall art in the fourth floor. And then one of the photos, Rebecca Zinke was there. Like I found right there, like, you know, in when I look, like, you know, oh, someone's there, and then I was looking, and then she was right there in True Mother's, you know, womb. I don't know. She's gonna reborn. I don't know. And next one, go, yeah. And then this one, yeah. And next one, yeah, the same one. Next one, yeah. So this is how it is. Yeah, it's like this big, and then each photo has, you know, different like, you know, concert photos. So I'm sure, you know, our Rebecca Calix, you know, performance photo might be there next, you know, next mural. I don't know, but yeah, okay. This is the fourth floor, same floor. They have the huge studio room, recording studio. It's almost like #1 in Korea. I look through and then I check everything like top notch, like professionally top notch. Like, you know, it's not like Sony or Bose. You know, it's like consumer model. It's like a real professional model. Like even that tripod, this tripod, only one piece, it costs $3,000. Something like that. So everything, like top notch, best. Can you just go next and next? Yeah, this is really good analog board, almost $500,000 or more. I don't know if you know tech is really, yeah. And this is the office he's working. And then go next. Yeah, this is the mural photo. Can you zoom in? Zoom in. Yeah. You can see someone, right? I saw Damien too. Yeah, Damien Dunkley. Yeah. Okay, can we go? Yeah, and again, and go. Again, you can find me there, but anyway, that's it. Anyway, can we go? Yeah, I found myself too. I have to find myself. I have to be there. Anyway, those photos are from 2018, the Hyojin concert in New York we had. Anyway, yeah. And the next one, yeah. And this is a Chona camp. And then during all those events going on in Blessing and also Cheongwon-gun Palace opening ceremony, they had a huge nursery, you know, place. So the parents can drop off kids there, and also the parents just can come bring the kids. And can we go? I don't know if the next the same one. These are the champion. Like, you know, I have to, whenever I go there, I have to walk up to the top and pay a visit and prayer. Have a prayer there. Yeah, this is the top view. Yeah, from this one is Senmyeonsu over there. Senmyeonsu is like holy water well in there. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, it's 8 minutes. Sorry, 1 minute past. Sorry. So I'm gonna be quick. Can we go? And and the Chupoknam, the blessing tree of blessing. This is the top of the mountain. Yeah, okay. Can we go? I want to find the palace. Yeah, this is the same. This is a Chongwon-gun opening ceremony. We could get in and can we go? The ceremony, the performance was so good too. They're amazing. Like I think they're kind of graduate from Little Angels. They're really good. I was really amazed by their performance. This is a Chongwon-gun, and we are not allowed to take photo inside, but I took it, but I erased it in front of them. Anyway, yeah. She's that the singer for the kids album that David Eaton produced for the children, because True Mother asked David Eaton to make children's song album, and then that's her singer, and then they were singing for the children in the nursery section. Yeah. Okay. Can we go? This is a Senmyeongsu place, and then yeah. And then this is another cafe, like Korean style cafe, tea cafe. I want to go to the palace one. Tea cafe. This is a sundown of the exact blessing day. Yeah, we went to take photo. I had to take photo. I share with you anyone who wants. And then that one, and then that was the next morning. And can we go? Yeah. Oh, this is an energy drink. This is a Korean food. Sorry, I don't have time to share right now. Only Korean food I could share like an hour. This is a Japanese sushi. Okay, can we go? This is Japanese. Oh, this is a place where they having kind of nursery, but they're kind of kids concert. True Mother asked David Eaton to make that kind of song, music for children, and they were singing and dancing together. And during those the events time. Really? Oh my God. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, can you go to the palace one and find the palace one? It's three palaces. Okay, so to conclude everything, I will share with you on another time. But this is a palace, three palace. I mean, you see the three buildings like that, and then when you are there, really Champion is really built by God and True Parents' grace. And then something told me before I went to Korea for the performance. I prayed to Hoon Jinim this time because Hoon Jinim used to be a drummer. And then something came to me. Someone came to me. Nothing is unnoticed. And what I mean is Rebecca Calix been working so hard all years in LA band, as a side singer, for Laura or anyone, and then not so many videos she has because we have to take it down for her agency asked us not to publish her video too much in public years ago, and then anyway, but this time all those works that she made in her life came true in front of True Mother, but she can share about that too. But for me too, these buildings not being built by day, since I went there first time 1997, it's been almost 30 years soon, and then each block of moved by someone construction workers, and takes so much time and effort, and our efforts goes there too, of course. And that's my conclusion. I was always awed, amazed by the everything in Champion, and I'm really grateful for Heavenly Parents, True Parents, Dr. Yon, Bishop Kim, and of course Rebecca Calix for this performance, so I could join in front of True Mother to perform, and of course Joshua Holmes and Reverend Tenga here, and all the production team here. And yeah, so this is a night view, and if you never been there, please visit once. Just visit once, and if you've been there, please go there more often. And yeah, and like I said, nothing is unnoticed because without your help, I would never been doing this 10 years or 12 years. And then I've been raised by you, so all those helps, came into there. and then offer to True Mother on earth. And thank you so much, everyone. I totally yeah.
Thank you, Matt. Wow. Really, we're so grateful without Matt, of course. And to get the opportunity to perform for True Mother is amazing. I apologize. We actually do have people that have to use the sanctuary after us. So I'm going to ask everyone who's giving testimony, please, I will stop you at 7 minutes. I'm sorry, I have to. In order to make it through this service. But these are amazing testimonies, right? Are you feeling like you're a little bit in Korea? This is how we celebrate. So next I want to invite up Rebecca and Chris, who just received the blessing and had a chance to perform for True Mother, to share testimony.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. He is from Canada, and so he's visiting Los Angeles. And as much as I love my Los Angeles community, I will be leaving and moving to Canada with him. So. But other than that, we are going to give our testimony about the blessing experience in Korea as well as our performance. So Chris is going to start first.
All right. So at first when we were deciding, is it Korea or is it Las Vegas? Korea, Las Vegas. We realized that, I was really leaning on going to Korea, and so we decided to go to Korea. And but I think the Korean experience, what made it even bigger was my brother was also attending the blessing, and he was also going to Korea. And it was crazy because there was so many people. Then my parents decided they wanted to, actually, I don't know if you guys know the Lalone family, but they were going to Korea to be a part of the blessing and everything that's going on. Then my parents decided to go to Korea as well. And then
my parents.
Then the Calixes decided to come to Korea as well. And so there was so many people going to Korea that I realized that, okay, this is going to be a great experience. And but at the same time, I was never thinking ever that I would ever perform on stage in Korea at the blessing. Like, never thought that was ever going to happen, ever. But I met Rebecca, and things just kind of happened. And but I know we don't have a lot of time and stuff, but there was one thing. Luckily, because we were a part of we were performing. We had the opportunity to to be. We kind of pulled away from the resort, and we were able to spend time in Cheonggyeong. And being Rebecca's first time in Cheonggyeong, we realized that it was very magical. Going up the mountains together was really powerful, and then coming down and going to the prayer hall was what was crazy is that we were doing our 40-day. Was that the 40-day? The special grace, and the last day was our first day in Cheonggyeong. And so we did our 40 bow condition and our prayer conditions in the, how do you call that place? In the prayer hall. And it was unreal, and you really felt the hand of God working, and it was just an amazing experience. And so, I was floored, absolutely floored, and the floodgates just were open. Both Rebecca and I in that prayer hall, we were just crying, and you can really feel God present, and so it's just amazing. So, but I'm gonna give this to Rebecca.
Thanks, so being in Korea, it was my first time ever in Asia. And I was speaking with GPA after our performance, and one thing that I told them was, on my matching profile, they asked us what the top 3 on our bucket lists were. And my first one was 1, to perform for True Mother, 2, to visit Cheongpyeong, 3, to get blessed. And I did all of those in one trip. Yeah, and when we got to Korea, and I learned that the blessing participants were only going to spend 3 hours in Cheongpyeong, I was not okay with that. I was like, I came to Korea to be in Cheongpyeong for my blessing. This is my first time. I'm not spending 3 hours and that's it in Cheongpyeong. And luckily, we were performing. So we brought all our bags from the resort. We're like, we're staying in Cheongpyeong. I can't be traveling back and forth when they need me here to be able to rehearse. We need to be able to be in some frame of consciousness, and we only ran on 1 hour of sleep on the blessing day. But being in Cheongpyeong was so special because when I walked through those gates, it was the day that we were rehearsing for the first time with the singers. And when I went into the room with all of the people that I had invited to be a part of the band, it was my first time meeting Resfred, first time meeting Hannah, first time meeting Ideon, and then I had Chris and I had my friend Karen, and so it was all our first time meeting each other. And we were rehearsing, and then I kind of stopped the rehearsal and started talking about the meaning behind the performance because we were kind of getting in our heads. And I think the reason why I needed to stop is because I couldn't process what I was feeling because it was my first time in Cheongpyeong. And still thinking about it, it was very overwhelming. My mother and I are slightly spiritually open, and so entering the gates of Cheongpyeong, I could just feel my ancestors just saying, finally, one of the calyxes is here, because no one from my family had ever visited Cheongpyeong. So I was the first member of my family to walk through those gates and see this beautiful city that Mother is creating, and knowing that we are going to be performing for her. And this performance was for True Mother's 80th birthday celebration. And just like Joshua said with our church, there's some last minute things that always happen, and so there were a lot of bumps in the road while we were there. Our performance was canceled, then it was put back on, then it was canceled again, and then it was put back on, and this was during the blessing, so I'm bawling my eyes out, learning that our performance was just canceled. And then they're like, no, it's back on, so I was like, okay, wipe away the tears, I need to be happy for True Mother. But what was incredible was that despite the fact that we were kind of thrown all over the place, when I saw Mother walk onto that stage at the blessing with Chris next to me, she just walks in green and in pink. And those are the colors I chose for our band. And seeing that, I was like, this is where we're meant to be. And I started crying seeing Mother because she has such power and such presence and such a beautiful heart. And so I was like, no matter where we are in this performance, whether it's during the blessing, whether it's after the blessing, whether True Mother is even present or not, this is for her, and she will feel it. And when they told us that the performance was back on, everything kind of lined up a little bit. Dress was lost for a second, but then once we found it and was on that stage, I knew that we needed to have as much power as we could. And when we walked onto that stage and started performing, this was honestly the first performance I have never felt nervous for. And I was like, because this is what my entire life has been preparing for, was this performance. And to be able to perform on that stage with Christopher, with the person I just got blessed to, was just even more powerful, and with Hannah and Resfred, who also just got blessed, and representing North America. It wasn't just the United States, it was North America. And that in itself was very powerful. And then because of that, we were asked to perform at the victory celebration the next day. And we were told we might be at the end, and then the day of, they go, no, you're the first performance. And so we were all freaking out, but super excited because True Mother was right there. And being able to be on that stage in front of our True Mother and you can just feel her presence, feel her grace and her beauty. It was very hard not to cry on that stage, but it was a wonderful performance. And usually you can't see people on stage, but every time I looked down, I saw someone from North America that I knew. I looked down, saw Dr. Young, looked down, I saw Josh, looked down, I saw Mia and my family, and I could just see everyone that I loved, that I grew up with, on that stage with us. So it was an incredible experience, one that I will never forget. And I just want to thank the Los Angeles community for helping raise my voice and being able to be your representative on that stage for our True Mother. Thank you.
Wow. Let's give them one more round of applause. Please come back. Yeah, thank you. For our final testimony, I want to invite up my wife, our co-pastor for LA Family Church, to share about her experience. Takayo, if you can invite her.
Good morning. Yes, so yeah, I'm so moved by all the beautiful testimonies. For my personal experience, I spent most of my time with our ACLC and YCLC pastors, and yeah, this was, I feel, yeah, ACLC, many times they have an opportunity to go to Korea, but I feel this time was really different and new, because I really felt this time ACLC really took ownership over their going to Korea. So usually, this time most of our ACLC, YCLC pastors, they paid for their own trip to go to Korea. And this time we weren't part of the main UPF delegation for the Peace Summit. So we heard earlier that if you're not invited to the Peace Summit, you don't have a seat. But anyways, we had our own program on the side, and we joined some of the UPF program, and also we were able to join the blessing and the Cheongwon-gung opening. But also another significant point from this trip was that ACLC held a 2-day Divine Principles seminar for the KCLC, Korean Christian pastors. And this, I don't think, was something that was done before. So it was the first time where our ACLC pastors were teaching Divine Principle. So we covered principles of creation, the human fall, and the mission of Messiah, and the blessing to the Korean pastors. And why I felt this was really significant is because originally in Korea, when True Father first started the mission work, he wanted to share to the Korean pastors and Korean Christianity. But because Father and Mother weren't received in Korea, they came to America and had to rely on American Christianity, this foundation that we have here. And so the main purpose or I guess the bigger purpose behind ACLC is for Christianity to help restore the foundation of Korean Christianity. And so to have our ACLC pastors be able to offer something to the Korean Christians pastors was really significant, I believe. And so actually the Korean pastors received it well overall. They were very open to what the pastors had to share, and a lot of them had questions, and we had discussion, and it was a good time. So that was a really key aspect from this trip that ACLC and YCLC took to Korea. So yeah, if we can give a hand to our ACLC and YCLC pastors for really investing into Korean Christianity. And I think one lesson that I really learned from this trip is that you really have to fight you have to make effort to, I guess, be with True Mother or to show our support to True Mother. And this time, yeah, ACLC and YCLC, yeah, we felt like unnoticed or unappreciated many times. And I felt really bad for the Christian pastors that made their effort to come. But I learned that we really need to stand for our Christian pastors who came and made their effort. And so, yeah, although we had many different challenges, to be able to stand in front of True Mother and to make sure that Mother knew that we were there, in the end, I'm really proud to be able to serve ACLC and YCLC in this way. And the testimonies that came from the ACLC pastors and YCLC pastors were really amazing. And yeah, I just want to end with reading one of the testimonies from a pastor who was her first time being there. And she hasn't really studied divine principles so deeply, but the experience that she had was incredible. And so I just really want to end with this testimony. She said, "This trip has etched an indelible mark on my mind concerning clarity in the Word of God. The principles have now come alive, and I believe that I am in a better position to forge forward with disseminating this information effectively. The presenters were clear and deliberate as they shared Father and Mother Moon's vision aligned to the Word of God." And after the blessing and the Chongwon-gung ceremony, she said, "Today, as Mother prayed, I was moved to tears. The heartfelt, sincere words gave me new hope and confidence that a dream or vision can become reality if you believe and work. Together, we can achieve more. Prayer with works will realize our visions or dreams. The ambiance, presentations, and camaraderie was a true example of excellence and unity in the body. I am so happy that I came. I am returning home with a new vision and commitment to the work." So I feel so grateful to be able to help our pastors to receive this vision and inspiration from Mother. And yes, thank you so much for allowing us to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Takayo. And thank you to everyone who shared your testimony. I hope there's something I hope is stirring in each one of you about this victory of what True Mother is doing together with True Father in the spirit world. And if those that are new to this community, please know that, there's so much that our movement does. It's beyond just LA Family Church here. And there's an incredible thing taking place. And one of the big questions that kind of Mother left us with was, in all these amazing things that are happening, does the world know? Does the world really know what's taking place with the opening and the dedication of the Chonwon-gung? Does the world know about these blessed couples who are receiving have been doing an amazing thing. And I want to encourage, if you want to hear more about why it's so special, you can watch yesterday's sermon. I don't have time anymore to give and to deliver it, but yesterday I gave an explanation of what is the Chonwon-gun, why is it precious, why is it a victory. And if you don't understand it, I encourage you, please, you can watch it and then get back to me if you're still confused. Okay? Awesome. Okay, so at this time, we're going to celebrate our True Parents' birthday. So if I could have everyone rise, and I want to invite up Reverend Tengen, my wife, Nate Winman, and our local Los Angeles Family Church. And for all of the celebrations, Matt's taking photos. So as we remain standing, I want to invite up again our Los Angeles Family Church band as they close us out in song. Matt's double timing here. Okay. All right, one more time, our LA Family Church band.
All right, hallelujah, everybody. Let's praise God one more time. Happy birthday, true parents. Every praise belongs to Him. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship in one accord. Every praise, every praise, every praise. Every praise is to our God. Sing hallelujah. Sing hallelujah to our God. Glory, glory, hallelujah is to our God. Every praise, every praise is to our God. Let's take it up. Every praise, every praise is to our God. Every word of worship with one accord. Every praise is to our God. Sing hallelujah to our God. Glory, hallelujah is to our God. Every praise is to our God. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship with one accord. Every praise is to our God. Sing hallelujah to our God. Glory, glory, hallelujah is to our God. Every praise is to our God. God my Savior, God
Mother's Day and have an amazing week. Final announcement. Today is the final day of early bird registration for One Heart Camp. One Heart Camp today is the final day for early bird registration. So please share the news, share it with others, and make sure you register by today to get the early bird discount. Aju, God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming today. If you could please exit out to the courtyard where we have refreshments and food.